All right, I might have COVID-19. It's always fun. My symptoms are mild, more or less. Mostly some difficulty in the throat area and the lungs. A little harder to breathe than normal, especially the right one. Um, but nonetheless, I've had it. I probably have had this for almost. Started about almost 2 weeks ago. So, uh, not the best feeling, but I haven't had a test. But I rarely ever get sick, and I don't have. I never kind of. I don't know of a time when I had this particular type of weird sickness where my lungs only had the problem like this. Is strange. So it's freaking boring, and so I try to keep myself busy with things because even my job is temporarily they shut it all down because of this COVID. So I have to keep myself busy, which I do. There you go. Um, but if you want to get COVID, you know you can probably just listen to the news, and there's lots of ways to get it. But from what I've seen, unless you're pretty immune to it, don't get it because it's not a good sign. One point I got like to point out though is that even if we quarantine for a long time, even if we do that for a long time and the rate of infection goes down to almost zero and all that kind of stuff, well, we're gonna do what are we gonna do? Stay in quarantine for decades? When people get out of quarantine, they say it's okay to get out of quarantine. People don't get infected again. And on top of that, I hope maybe at that time they'll have a lot more respirators and ventilators or whatever they call them, so that if many more people do, they can just throw 10 million people into hospitals with ventilators on them on their mouths, because you can't lock down everybody forever. So and a good way of looking at this, if you can, is understand that you know the virus is alive and it wants to survive. So if you can, if you want, it's up to you. You can let it have some of it. It can get you a little bit sick if you want, but it's not, you can have some, you see. But, and, you can throw away or keep it as you choose to, so you're not feeling so, because, because what the media is doing, it seems, I'm not being following this, having you guys listen to this and follow exactly what I'm saying in sequence, like everything fits in together with everything else. But I am saying is the media is calling. Some people are calling this a war against the virus. Come on, guys. The virus is trying to survive. You know, it's trying to survive. The virus is like just doing its thing. They can call it a war all they want, and they can, get the American people thinking it's a war, and pull out the old thing like they did back in the World War II to get people backing certain things. But the point of it is, it's a bug. Okay, well, I'm going to call it a bug. Okay, it's not an insect, but I'm going to call it a bug, even though it's not an insect. But so it's just trying to survive, and be aware of their buzzwords such as a war. Um, what's the other word? Essential. Essential movement. Essential meaning I think essential means necessary or absolutely necessary. Well, that's based upon whose opinion. And on top of that, I don't really. Who are these people who have been they were elected by whom, or they were put in positions of authority to tell other people what to do? No, they're at least Gretchen's not the governor of Michigan's not being ridiculous about it, because any governor or anybody who has any sense at all understands that the society only holds together because the population chooses it to. They can threaten all the society as they want, but there's really not enough police and enforcers to. If a society says I'm not submitting, in general, the enforcers not enough of them. It doesn't matter what they do to hold back the people. The people say hell no. So she's suggesting or so-called ordering and using other people to enforce it, such as police, to stay-at-home thing, stay-at-home rule. But to me, it's kind of she's doing what she can. I would have did the same order myself if I was in charge, because it's going to come back at her if she doesn't. People are going to say, "Why didn't you do it earlier?" Because you know, because if she didn't do it, then they would come back at her and rip on her about it, saying you should have done more. You know. All right, that's about it. Bye.